Hello everyone and welcome to Markoy Builds episode 48, where today we're gonna do a tutorial for building a crane. And there was actually a request by a Reddit user called a Significant Bridge 466, and he asked me, Markoy, can you do a tutorial for a crane? And I said, yeah, sure, I can do that, but obviously I am quite busy and don't have a lot of time. So it has been a while since he asked that. But we're gonna do that today. And as I already mentioned in the comments, there was one area that is actually a little bit of a giveaway, that it is actually a construction pit. And if we have a quick look, we are over here at the Markoy restaurant, and over here on this building you can see that the foundation piles are actually already excavated. So something is already going on here. This, of course, would normally you would normally never see the foundation piles of a building exposed like this. So it is clear that something is going on here. Also, the road is already broken up. This is not a normal situation, of course, that you have gigantic holes in the road and stuff like that. So something is definitely going on here. Well, my initial thought was to put a tower crane here. So that would mean to have a fixed foundation block over here with a girder going up, and then and then I was thinking that is boring. So we're not going to do that. We're going to make a mobile crane here, and so we're going to start off with the track system, because we're going to give it tracks. Let's not wait any longer and let's jump into that. Let's go. and that is the basics for the undercarriage in. As you could see in the time lapse, first we put the lower part of the track in the front, put the big sprockets in over here. In between there's a row of well, you can use slabs, but I used stair blocks, and then underneath the stair blocks, and that is why I dug the trench. Underneath those stair blocks, I put the grindstones, and on top I put another row of these stair blocks. So yeah, from a distance it looks like tracks. And yeah, then for the undercarriage itself, you can see this whole undercarriage, it's all slabs on the bottom. And that is to have it on the minimum level above the ground. And then yeah, on top here, of course, the parts where these sprockets are connected. Yeah, we use the stairs so that you have the gears driving the sprockets. Of course, the connection to the carriage is also with stairs, and the rest in between is all slabs. And then of course we have the swing table. And yeah, I used stairs here as well, as you can see. So on this swing table we can start constructing the crane house. The things you see over here are actually counterweights. And that's of course if you have a revolving crane and it starts swinging around, that you have some weight holding it down so that the tracks don't tip over, or and the crane will crash into a building or whatever. So this is just to add some extra weight to the undercarriage. So yeah, you can also consider not to have them attached. And yeah, I used some trapdoors and some buttons just to liven it up a little bit, because else they look very boring. Especially because yeah, on these blocks you cannot do a lot on them. You cannot place any buttons, or you cannot place any levers or stuff like that. So also to make it a little bit more interesting over here, I placed some levers with some lightning rods, just to give it a little bit more visual appeal. So yeah, that is that. So yeah, for now we can continue now with the crane house, and then yeah. It's a little bit of an atypical thing for me to build something with a even amount of blocks. But the reason that I did it now is that when we start constructing the crane boom, it has to be even as well. So for that reason, I made this even. If you want to have this uneven, of course, yeah, you have to place one more stair in between, but that also means that your swing table is bigger and the whole thing becomes bigger. So yeah, I thought this was a nice size. We don't have a really big space to work with. I mean, we are kind of boxed in between the buildings and this mountain over here. I don't want to do a lot of terraforming in this area, so I think this is very fitting for the construction that we're gonna do here. So let's jump into the crane house construction, and then after that we can again clarify what exactly we did to construct the crane house. Okay, let's go. Okay, and that is the crane housing on. Yeah, as you noticed in the video, I started with laying out a bunch of slabs again, but later on I replaced the slabs on the outside for solid blocks. Same on the ballast weight over here. On the back here I use terracotta blocks. So this is orange and this is black terracotta blocks, just to give it this nice warning vibe. To simulate the plates, because normally those ballast blocks are made up of plates that are stacked up on top of each other. That is why I use this acacia wood. So you get a little bit of the feeling that these are all separate plates stacked on top of each other. I put some trapdoors and the glowing item frame on top with these orange glass blocks to simulate the the lights, the flashing lights. On top of that solid block row, I placed a row of trapdoors. As you can see, I put some bedrock in between, but yeah, obviously you can also use andesite, which has a little bit of the same effect. If you cannot access bedrock, yeah, I'm playing creative, so I have access to bedrock. I think it looks really nice, and especially it looks like a winch of a or sorry, a drum of a winch. Put some iron trapdoors as sort of grating, so that you can walk in between the winches if needed. Then on the side here, I put the crane cabin. Initially, I tried with glass panes, but yeah, because the cabin is so small, that didn't work. Normally, if you have a crane cabin of 3 wide, then it can work. Then you can have a nice pane sitting over here, pane here, and pane there, and you have a sort of nice, how you call it, a V-shaped cabin. But now, obviously, that didn't work. So I changed it up to using these blocks. On the back, I put a bit of an AC unit to keep the crane cabin cool, and of course, maybe an air vent or something like that on the side to vent off the excess air. So that is a little bit the crane house type of thing. I already started here with the where the crane boom is gonna come. So that will be the next step to fit the boom over on this area, and then we'll work from that part on. So let's now start constructing the boom area. Okay, and that is the boom section in as well. Yeah, as you can see, we started in the in the boom mount, or the how do you call that? You start out just by two white fence poles, and you stack them on top of each other. You add that one more time, and from that point on you start spreading out to 4 white, so you get this nice big boom. So basically you do that one time, you do it on a 2 high, and then you go to a 3 high, and from that 3 high you can start making these kind of squares, and make sure that here you have one of those squares again, and these squares are supported by a block here and a block here, and so you stack those squares on top, on top, on top, and every time the support block there, support block there, support block there, support block, all the way until the height where you want to go, and then until you reach a certain height and you are ready to put your jib in. And yeah, I chose this shape now. I could have chosen to make this solid as well. I may even change it around. I may even place some blocks over here, so to make it more like this shape as a solid. That may even be better. But then again, I actually kind of like this this idea as it is now. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna keep it this way. Also here we see again, I put some chiseled blocks here. I think always that the chiseled blocks look really good as a sort of sheaves. So I might have to remove those, because now you can't even see the chiseled blocks. And I placed those wrong as well, because they need to be here. So yeah, that's the sheaves over here, and then of course the change, or well, normally it would be wires, of course, they're running down, but yeah, due to the lack of wires in this game, I use change. Same over here, I use change. And then yeah, of course it would be nice to have change or wires running down here as well. But yeah, that is not possible, because yeah, of course you cannot make a stair-like movement with this change. So what I did is, this is actually a system they use on cranes. It's like pull rods. So you have just steel beams running up. Okay, now it looks like one big solid beam. But then again, we're talking Cyberpunk City here. So I have some creative liberties which I can use. Well, the same here with these with this luffing frame. It is connected also to the same hinge point over here, but which also houses the boom heel point. That is the correct word for it, heel point. Yeah, so the luffing frame also is connected to the same pivot point over there. And actually when these wires are selected, this whole frame tilts forward and thus booming down the crane. Or yeah, when you tighten this up, this frame actually goes to the back and the boom goes up. That is the whole thing, how one of these cranes work. And yeah, I guess that is pretty much the end of the tutorial for the crane. Obviously, it's still very bland, so I'm gonna put some details on it, and yeah, and then after that we're gonna do a fly around, and then I guess we start working on the rest of the construction yard over here. So let's get going. And I made some additions to the area where we built the crane. nice timing flames. So yeah, you can see I built a bit of a construction site over here, and you will see more of it in the fly around. What I also did is I built another crane, and that is one of the tower type. We can have a quick look at it. Let's start at the bottom. I made a really simple bottom for it. I might change that around because I don't like this one. But yeah, as you can see, I used just wall, 4 high wall blocks to get these pillars in. And then made the trusses with these fence gates. Then I made these platforms in between, used trapdoors as a backing material for adding the ladders on. And then you get this nice big tower shape. And then I made some connection points using the tough wall and the fence gates there. Then if we go all the way up, we have the swing platform, and you can see I used a block of netherite, a hopper, and some grindstones to get the swing gears in. And then on top of that platform, we just add the beams. We add the guide rail for the trolley. Put the trolley over here. These are actually droppers. Some grindstones, some chains, and then make this block arrangement on it. On the side of the beam, we just put some fence posts and some levers to make the support of the walkways. Of course, we got the beams in and the tower, and I also put a crane cabin on here. The villager is driving the crane. So, and of course, this nice big concrete block as a counterweight on the back. So, all in all, also a pretty nice crane, I think. And it kind of completes this whole area. I think it's looking really nice. On the crane itself, I did some modifications as well. So you can see I changed the jib around a little bit. And that's just a matter of playing with it a little bit. Adding some blocks, subtracting some blocks, and see how it gives you the look that you're going for. I did the same on the backpack or on the ballast blocks. I added some more signs to give it a little bit more visual appeal. I think it looks a little bit nicer like that. So also that, play around with it a little bit. Dare to experiment, I would almost say. And well, I guess that is it for this episode. Of course, we're gonna do a fly around, and if you like the video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.